श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम् अखंडानंद संबोधः वंदनाद्यस्य जायते गोविंदं तमहं वंदे चिदानंदतनुं गुरुम्. So yesterday we were seeing कामस्य बीजं संकल्पः संकल्पादेव जायते बीजे नष्टे अंकुरः इव तस्मिन् नष्टे विनश्यति. So the seed of bija, the seed of kama, desire is sankalpah, your determination, your will. So the idea that I want, sankalpa, we defined it as the idea, this is very good, this is conducive for me, that idea. So that is the seed, that is the cause for the desire. So when there is no sankalpa, the idea of this being good for me, etc., when that is not there, then like this, when the seed is destroyed, how can there be germination, there be sprout? So that we saw. Okay. Now he goes on to say, न कोऽपि सम्यक् धिया विनैव भोग्यं नरः कामयितुं समर्थः यतस्ततः कामजयेच्छुरुयेतां सम्यक्त्वबुद्धिं विषये निहन्यताम्. न कोऽपि सम्यक्त्वधिया विना एव भोग्यं नरः कामयितुं समर्थः यतः ततः कामजयेच्छुः एतां सम्यक्त्वबुद्धिं विषये निहन्यताम्. Beautiful. यतः, since, yatah means since. Kopi naraha samyaktva vinaiva. Kopi naraha, whoever be the person. Naraha, that's a word, important word. Why? Because not everyone means, see, everybody, even an ant, that desires happiness. But only the human being is capable of inquiring into it, to understand which is good and which is bad. Not any being. So, naraha. Okay, naraha, kopi nar, whoever it may be, does not really matter, whoever it may be. Samyakta dhiya vinaiva, without vina eva, without having the samyakta dhi, without having the conduciveness or goodness for in that object, without that, bhogyam kamayitum na samartha, he is not capable of, na samartha, he is not capable of bhogyam kamayitum, to desire the objects. Without having the idea that it is conducive for me, etc., no one is capable of desiring anything. Anything. See, that is why he says, Tataha, therefore, Kama Jai Ichuhu, a person who desires to gain victory over the Kama, the desire, then what should have to do? Etam Samyukta Buddhi, Vishaye Kama Jai Ichuhu, Etam Samyukta Buddhim Nihanyat. He should have to completely destroy the Samyukta Buddhi in it. Kamajay ichuhu vishaye, in the objects, if you desire to gain victory over it, then you have to completely get it. That is the word. Nihanyatam. Nihanyatam. He didn't say destroy it. Completely destroy. What does that mean? See, there is a pot, there is a cloth. Now, first you have the desire for the pot. Now I said, no, pot is useless. You throw it. You now shift the goalpost. Now you have the desire for the cloth. So you can change from one object to other object. You can destroy it. When you destroy it, what happens? It changes from one object to another object. It transforms itself to different things. The object of attraction, the object of desire becomes multiple, different things. Like, see, we may have desire for something. So some money, okay? But that does not limit itself. It's like a carrot dangled in front of the horse. The goalpost always shifts. You say, this much of money is good enough for me. Yes, good enough for you. Okay, have this money. Yes, this is good enough, but not that good enough. I need that much amount for being good enough. Okay, that much of money. Comparatively good enough, not really good enough. You will use all the adjectives to explain the good enough, but never it is good enough for you. Like we used to say Tata, Birla. Nowadays they say Ambani, Adani. So Ambani, Adani, why these rich people go behind money even more and more, even after becoming the number one and all that, even after achieving that status of being the number one in the world. Why? The richest person in the world. Because they can't stop themselves. They are in the rut. They are walking. It's like that Persian wheel. You have to just go on, like the wheel which you have in the laboratory. The rat runs in it, right? So it's like that. You are stuck in it. You cannot come out of it. So that is why he says, Samyakta buddhi nihanyatam. Nihanyatam is a beautiful word. Another thing, another example. In the tradition we have, like Rama killed Ravana. That's a very famous story, right? But Rama could not kill Ravana. Because every time Rama kills Ravana, he comes back again. Okay? So he had to be killed to be killed. Similarly, there is another example. This is a beautiful example, better than that actually. There is this person called Rakta Bija. So this Rakta Bija was killed by this Devi. What happened is, every drop of the Rakta Bija, every drop, Rakta means blood, Bija means seed. Every drop of his blood which falls on the ground becomes a seed and it germinates not to become a sprout, but it becomes a human being. The same Rakta Bija, same demon. That is what is the problem for us. We think we destroyed the attraction, the desire for one object, but it transforms itself into multiple different objects, and you are attracted to everything. Your desire for objects does not end. That is why he says, Kama Jaya Ichuhu, a person desiring to gain that victory over the desire, what should he do? Samyakta buddhim nihanyat. He should have to completely destroy the conduciveness. The object is very conducive for me. That idea he should have to completely destroy. Okay? Now he goes on to say, Bhogye narah kama jayechuhu yetam sukhatta buddhim vushaye nihanyat yavat sukhatta bharavadhi padarthe tavan najetum pravethi kamam. This first line is similar to the previous shloka. What does he say? Bhogye narah kama jay ichuhu yetam sukhatta buddhim vushaye nihanyat. Nihanyat again. Yavat sukhatta bharavadhi padarthe tavat najetum pravethi kamam. Bhogye. First, we have to see who wants to get rid of this object. No one wants to get rid of the object. A desire for an object. Not everyone. Not everyone. So we are targeting the specific audience. Who are they? You are talking about that kind of audience. Who are they? Kama jay ichuhu, a person who desires to gain victory over the kama. Only to him we are talking about. Okay, so only to him we are talking. Who is that person? A naraha, again, that human being who desires to gain victory over the desired object. Bhogye vishaye. Bhogye vishaye. They are in same declensions. Bhogye vishaye. They are in same declensions. When you have same declension, we normally mean that it is an adjective and adjectified relationship. Okay, and like in English, we say very good. Very good person. Good person. We say good person. Okay. Good person. Good is adjective and person is adjectified. But if you go to Spain or some other country, European country, the language changes. What happens? Person good. You have to add the adjective later. In English, it is before. In olden English, it was later. But in today's English, we use it before the adjectified. And the adjective is the adjectified is later. First adjective, later the adjectified. In other European languages, first the adjectified, later the adjective. Okay. Now, this understood. In Sanskrit, there is no rule like that. There is no hard and fast rules in Sanskrit. You can have adjective anywhere in the statement and adjectified anywhere in a statement, in other part of the statement. Does not really matter. You have to syntactically associate it with it. That understood. Now, the third important point is which is adjective and which is adjectified. To understand that, first we have to understand why adjective. What is the speciality of adjective? We call adjective as Visheshana and adjectified as Visheshya. Adjectivized or adjectified. Adjectified is easier for us to understand. Okay. So, adjective and adjectified. Adjective is Visheshana and adjectified is Visheshya. Okay. Now, what is Visheshana? What is adjective? Itara vyavrityartham, itara vyavritikam. Adjective is something which differentiates itself from the other things. Okay, like I say blue lotus. Why do I have to say blue lotus? Because there is a red lotus, there is a green lotus, there is a yellow lotus, something. So to differentiate from the other lotuses, I say red lotus or blue lotus. I add the adjective. Okay. Now, bhogye vishaye. I say vishaye bhogye. Vishaya I am taking it as adjective, and bhogya I am taking it as adjectified. Do you understand? Good boy. Good is a vishaye and boy is bhogya. Okay. Now, vishaye bhogya means the object of things which are conducive. How can that even be? See, the bhogya, the object bhogya should be a vishaya. There is no scope. We don't have to differentiate it from anything else. Anything which is bhogya, anything which is experience should be an object. I cannot have a non-object which can be experienced. It is impossible. Okay. And another thing is, I can have a vishaya, not bhogya, but in other words, I can have a vishaya which can neither be bhogya or not bhogya. I'm changing the adjectified as a vishaya. Now there is object. For it, I am giving the adjective bhogya, conducive. Conducive object. Instead of object conducive, I'm saying conducive object. This is the proper way. Conducive object. Okay. Now, why do I have to say conducive object? I have this glass of water. I want glass of water, so it is conducive for me. Okay. Somebody who does not want to drink water, so it is not conducive for him, so he hates it. He does not care about it also, some people. So I have to differentiate this glass of water, bhogya, the vishaya, from conduciveness to not conduciveness to carelessness. Do you understand? So vishaya is the adjectified, and bhogya, the experience, is the adjective. Bhogye vishaye. Right? Now what has he said? Bhogye vishaye sukhatta buddhi. Sukhatta buddhi, that it is very conducive for me. This is very good for me. That idea. What does it do? Nihanyat. You have to completely destroy. He again says nihanyat. You have to completely destroy that idea. Why? Yavat padarthe sukhatta brahmadi. Did I read it right? Yavat padarthe, until in the padartha. Padartha means again object. Padarthe sukhatta brahmadi. He is adding one word here. Brahma. Why will he add Sukhatta Buddhi, Sukhatta Buddhi? Everywhere he said Sukhatta Buddhi. Now he is saying Sukhatta Brahma. Brahma means erroneous knowledge. The idea of, the erroneous idea of it being conducive for me. Why should he say that? Now, for that, we have to understand the object first. What is the object? We said a glass of water. The object in itself cannot be conducive or non-conducive. It cannot be, because it's an inert thing. How can an inert thing be conducive or non-conducive for you? Whichever way. It cannot be. So what is conduciveness or non-conduciveness of the object itself? First, we have to understand what object is. Okay. So we'll analyze this. Object. Now, this water, this is not eternal. This is not eternal. How do I say? Eternality. What is eternality, or what is nitya in Sanskrit? We define it as a trikala badhyatam, that which does not get negated in all 3 periods of time. I kept the water yesterday and it is here today. If I don't drink it, it will be there tomorrow. So it is in all 3 periods of time. Yes, that does not make it eternal. Why? Because in my dream state, I didn't see this water. In my deep sleep state, I didn't experience this water. Like, see, yesterday I had a beautiful dream. What beautiful dream? It was a very worst dream. What happened is, I was passed with thirst, and I am searching for water everywhere, here, there, everywhere. The water is just next to my table. On the table, I have water. This water, which is not useful in the dream, how can that be real? You understand? This water, which is not useful in the deep sleep, how can it be real? It cannot be. You cannot say this in 3 periods of time. if it was in 3 periods of time, it should have come to me in the dream state also. Oh, you kept that water. Come, drink this water. No, it didn't come to me. So this is not reality. So we'll see, take it to a different level. See, if the object itself, what is an object? What is an object really? First, there is this mother of pearl silver. Silver. Mother of pearl silver. And there is a silver from the shop. Mother of pearl silver does not enjoy the same status as the silver. Why? I call mother of pearl silver as non-real silver, not even fake silver. Non-real silver, illusory silver, and this silver as real silver. Do you understand? This is real silver, and that is not fake. It is illusory. Now, with respect to silver, there are two states. One is a illusory, and the other is real. I'm adding this wantedly. I'm adding this real term wantedly to the silver. So you have mother of pearl silver, which is illusory. You have other silver, which is real. Silver from the shop. Okay. Now, this illusory silver is what we call as pratibhasika. Temporary, as I explained. It is temporary. There is no permanency in it, any kind of permanency. Okay. Now, pratibhasika, it's a, see, if we say transient in this case of this real silver, that is not even transient. It does not have any existence at all. Okay. So that is why I call it temporary. During the time of it being seen as silver, it had an existence. Otherwise, it didn't have. But this silver, whether I see it or I don't see it, I know it is in the safe, very careful, very safely. So I have value for this, whether I see it or not. Okay, so this becomes a real silver. Now, take that away, that mother of pearl silver away. Now I have this real silver. That real silver, in comparison with the real, no adjectified, real, which is the self. So, because I saw the existence of the water and the absence of water, therefore I exist in all the 3 periods of time. I see the existence of water here in the waking state. I saw the absence of water in the dream state and in the deep sleep state. I am the one who saw all this. So I don't change, right? So the mother of pearl silver changed. The silver, like the water here, is an object. So it also changes. Because in the dream or deep sleep, this does not have any value. So I am the changeless one in all the 3 periods of time. Okay. Now the real object is I. With reference to these three things, I am calling myself as an object. Okay. Not really object. This is a transaction way to explain things. We use these kind of words. Okay. Now we have an illusory object. We have a transactional object, which is we call as Vyavaharika Satya, transactional object. And then one is which is an eternal reality. This transactional reality under the illusory reality, which we say, don't have any difference. They are all the same. Because both of them that does not come for use in the dream state or deep sleep state. They are both same. Now, I am the one who is changeless. So, we understand the different layers, different stages of objects, different possible existence of the object. One is illusory, as though real, and the real. Right? Now, the object by itself, I said, cannot give me any happiness. That is why we said erroneous knowledge of sukha, happiness in it. First, we have to understand what sukha is. I said, there is a glass of water and I am parched, or let us say some sweet in it. Now, they have kept it for me, I know. So, I'm very happy that this is for me. The idea it is for me itself gives me a happiness. That is the first stage of happiness. Like the psychologists, they say the first stage of craziness. This is the first stage of happiness. This is called as a priya. This first stage of happiness is called as priya. I know it is for me. Now it is mine. Now I have it in my hand. It is mine. There is a happiness when I know I got it. Very happy. So this is called as a moda. When I enjoy it, when I experience this, the third stage of happiness, which is called as pramoda. So when I see it, I know it is for me, or I desire it for me, then it is priya. When I own it, then it is pramoda, moda. When I experience it, then it is a pramoda. So these are the different stages of sukha, happiness, with reference to the object. We saw the different stages of object. Now we see the different stages of experience of happiness it can give you. Okay. Now the third is, can the object itself be happiness? Object is inert. Oh, I am not going there. Let us wait. Keep that for some time. Kids, your son or daughter, do they give you happiness? Yes, you say, yeah, I love my kids. They give me immense pleasure. They have these kind of non-pragmatic words, bundle of joy. When a baby is born, these fellows, they post the message in the Twitter, and idiots, they post it in Twitter and say, my bundle of joy is there. Wait till it grows. Let us talk about it after 10 years. Okay. Now, this bundle of joy, which is now there, okay, let it be a kid. I'm not, let it be a baby. I am not even elder. Okay, if it is a baby or elder boy or girl, whatever it is, I'm not discriminating. Now I have a headache. I have a headache, and this baby, which I love, which is my happiness, comes and says, "Mama, Papa." Over. Idiot! Can't you wait for some time? Bundle of joy. That was your bundle of joy, which is calling you. And what is your reaction? Anger. The object who should give you happiness is giving you anger. Okay. Now I'm relieving you of the headache. Okay. You don't have a headache. Let us suppose you don't have a headache. You are comfortable. You are fine. You are healthy. Okay. Now this, your love, this, the happiness, this fellow has got a very low grade in the school. No percentage at all it is. Can't you study properly? Where is your anger? That's your bundle of joy that gives you happiness. How can you be angry over that which is giving you happiness? Do you understand? So that very object, which I'm not even bringing this is insentient object. I'm bringing this sentient object, which you think is sentient. That very object, when you are not fine, was not giving you happiness. When it is not fine, it is not giving you happiness. Do you understand? Whether there is a problem with you or the object, whether there is a discrepancy with you or the object, it is not going to give you any happiness. So, if it is an inert object, how can an inert object give? Simple logic. We don't have to get into any kind of logic. Simple logic. How can an inert object give me happiness? Oh, you should have to water. I'm not even talking about anything. Water. How can an inert object, water, give me happiness? Oh, I should have to make you talk for 4 hours, and then I will have to dangle water in front of you. Now, water or talk? You will die. Please, water, right? Now, if that water is going to give you happiness, let me ask you. This is your happiness, right? Okay, enjoy your happiness. I'm going to feed you with water, not one glass, not 1 liter, one whole tank, 500 liters or 5,000 liters. Drink. It is your happiness. You said it's not your happiness. Can we drink it? Now, I'm not even talking about a discrepancy in me or discrepancy in the object. I am healthy and the object is without any fault. Still, does it give you happiness? No. So, what we understand is the different layers of levels of the object or the different levels of the experience it can give, or the different levels of its association with me, we see this kind of happiness becoming non-happiness. So now, with this reference to the object, if it is going to go exceed the limit, it is not going to give me happiness. So what is the happiness really? To understand the happiness, we have to remember the example which we saw earlier with reference to the house and the hell. What did we say? We explained a kind of torture called kumbhi paka, fried in oil, hot oil, right? We saw that. Now, with reference to that, what did we say? The person is boiled, fried in the oil. He is removed from the oil and he is kept outside. And the oil, the heat of the oil is subsiding. That is the peace. That is the break between two tortures. And that break, this fellow thinks as happiness, right? Similarly, here also, this object which I own now, Priya, Moda, Pramoda. Now I am going to the Pramoda, third stage of happiness, right? First is Priya. I see it, I have a happiness. Moda, I own it, I have a happiness. Pramoda, I experience it, I have a happiness. At this stage of Pramoda, what happens is the object is entering me, it becomes one with me, and I gain a satisfaction out of it. Tripti, we call it. When that is satisfying, at that point, when you are satisfied, you are no more associated with anything else. You are no more associated with the objects, sentient, not anything. At that point of time of satisfaction, when the mind is not associated with anything, I remain at peace with myself. Because I like, I don't like, I am not. All this is after the I goes out with in association with the objects. When there is no association with any of the object, there is only I. Okay, so at that point of time, when I am satisfied, completely satisfied, and I'm in peace with myself, I, that is the experience I have of my own self. And that experience, that small period of that window of happiness which I see, is what is the experience of my own self. And that is what I think is the happiness derived from the object, derived from the inert object. Therefore, the object in itself cannot be happiness or sorrow. That is why we say we are not even cursing the object. Let it be object. But the idea of it being conducive or non-conducive for you starts all the problem. In object in itself is not at all a problem. Okay, so that does not mean you can let the object there. What did we say? Nihanyatam. So what should we do? Sukatta buddhim, the idea that it is conducive, etc. That idea you should have to destroy. That is why he says when padarthe sukatta brahmadhihi, in the object, when you get rid of this erroneous idea that it is going to give me happiness, erroneous idea. Now he is bringing the word. When you get rid of this erroneous idea that it is going to bring me happiness, till then, no one is capable of getting rid of or gaining victory over the desires. Until you have the idea, that is the sankalpa we said. That sukatta dhi is the sankalpa. It is conducive for me is the sankalpa. You have to get rid of the sankalpa because sankalpa is the seed for your desire or hatred, whatever it is. So to get rid of that desire, hatred, etc., you have to give up the sankalpa, the conduciveness or non-conduciveness with reference to the object. Meaning you should not have any association with the object. I exist, the object exists. Doesn't really matter if it exists or doesn't really exist. I don't care. That is the state we are talking about, right? We'll continue this. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purna Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Shishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.